Hi everyone, my name's Dave Nagle, the Media and Communications Manager at AFL Southeast, and today I'd like to introduce you to an exciting project that will preserve the fantastic history of both football and netball on the peninsula, which is really important to us all. The project, well, it's the development of a Peninsula history page that will take pride of place on the MPNFL website. Roughly 18 months ago, I met with historian lovers Doug Dial and Ian Benson, and we penciled in a plan to bring this project to life. Doug and Ian left the next step of this project to me, and there have been obvious challenges recently in bringing the project to the stage I'm about to show you today. It's been a slow process so far, frustrating for Doug and Ian, no doubt, but I'm confident that with the platform that has now been built, we can proceed with things at a faster rate. All right, that's enough of the background. Let's have a look at where we sit right now. What you're seeing at the moment is the draft of the page that will sit on the MPNFL website. If we go up to the top, you can see the page is still in development phase, but I'm happy with the platform at the bottom. But basically at the top, we're designing a collage of old logos, old photos, things like that. So that'll be a really good representation of what, the history of football and netball on the peninsula over the years. If you look down the left-hand side, we basically have tabs that show the different eras. So basically the leagues and associations that have been conducted over the last 112 years. If we go back to the top, we go back even earlier. So we go all the way back to the present day Mornington Peninsula Independent Football League, and you can see all the other leagues that have and associations that have been conducted over the journey. Okay, so that's the left-hand side. So if we click, at the moment we're on the early years, but we can go down there and we can just click on a different era. Obviously we haven't got content loaded in there at the moment, but we can just keep going through, and that's sort of the entry point, to find information for people who do visit this site. So if we go back to the early years, basically on the right-hand side, we have a line that will be on all of these different eras. So basically up the top, we have, this is for content that is generated by the league, and for information we already have at our disposal through the wonderful work of the MPNFL Historians Committee. Each era can be styled differently, all of these tabs, but basically for this era, there's a lot of stuff that, about the land, the very beginning, the introduction to the league, the infrastructure back in the day. A gallery, that'll be a consistent theme right through all of them. The gallery can include, videos and photo content. But basically up the top here, we'll be looking at things like, who are the league administrators of the day, the honour boards, the annual reports, the rules and regulations of the day, documentation, media articles, personal profiles, records and statistics, and a gallery of photos and videos that can sit above that line. The design is still to be confirmed for each era, but that's basically what we're going to be looking at. So if we just click in, if we click on the gallery, it'll go into we can have different tabs in here as well, where we have a whole heap of different photos and videos for that era. We can go into the infrastructure, the land back in the day, MPNFL history in the beginning. So if we go into the beginning, I've loaded most of the content in here at the moment, which will be spread out to infrastructure, land, that type of thing. So we go into the very beginning, we can have a look at a few of the documents. Obviously, we're still working out a design, so this has a real historical feel to the way we enter these stories. But if we click on the early rules, basically there's 1859 was the first handwritten rules by Tom Wills, William Hammersley and their team. And basically it's a very interesting read if you go through and have a look and see where we've actually ended up with today. It's hardly recognisable. Also in there, in the very beginning, there's also a section there on forming an association. This goes all the way back to the initial letters that were sent back in 1893. Correspondence to the editor of the Mornington Standard. All of these letters from clubs, and it's really fascinating reading, and it takes you all the way through to 1896, where you've got a proper fixture there. There's another one in 1905. If we look a little bit further down, there's another fixture, and all the way through to the 2nd of May 1908, when the Peninsula Football Association was first formed. So that early era, there's going to be a lot of that type of documentation. But yeah, it's very interesting. If we go down to the club era summary, so basically below this line in each of these different eras, there will be a club logo. or a banner, like we've got to source all the logos or jumpers or whatever we can find. There will be a representation of the clubs of that era, and this is where clubs can go to the MPNFL website. They can click on the MPNFL history page, which is what we're looking at now, and then they'll go in. They can click on their logo, and this one here, Joe Smith wins his first, best and fairest. This was just a test to see if that club upload feature would work. So basically, the clubs will upload, an email will come through to either myself or whoever else we decide needs to look at it. A fact check will be done. We can edit the content to make sure we're happy with it. Click submit, and it'll end up on that section down the bottom here. That's the process that we used for this article, and it worked well. So basically, that's it from a design point of view. We just wanted to sort of run through what this is going to look like. Obviously, it'll look a lot better with a nice logo up the top. But yeah, as far as the presentation goes, that's it. We're genuinely excited about the potential of this project, and we look forward to bringing it to life over the coming days, weeks, and months as we head towards the 2021 season. Just like to thank everyone for your time, and stay safe. Thank you.